I Am That Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 13. The Supreme, the Mind, and the Body. The Supreme gives existence to the mind. The mind gives existence to the body. Questioner. From what you have told us, it appears that you are not quite conscious of your surroundings. To us, you seem extremely alert and active. We cannot possibly believe that you are in a kind of hypnotic state, which leaves no memory behind. On the contrary, your memory seems excellent. How are we to understand your statement that, as far as you're concerned, the world and all it includes does not exist? Maharaj. It is all a matter of focus. Your mind is focused on the world. Mine is focused on reality. It is like the moon in daylight. When the sun shines, the moon is hardly visible. Or watch how you take your food. As long as it is in your mouth, you are conscious of it. Once swallowed, it does not concern you any longer. It would be troublesome to have it constantly in mind until it is eliminated. The mind should normally be in abeyance. Incessant activity is a morbid state. The universe works by itself. That I know. What else do I need to know? Questioner. So, a jnani, that is spelled J-N-A-N-I, jnani, knows, or maybe Johnny knows that he is going. So a Johnny knows what he is doing only when he turns his mind to it. Otherwise, he just acts without being concerned. Maharaj, the average man is not conscious of his body as such. He is conscious of his sensations, feelings, and thoughts. Even these, once detachment sets in, move away from the center of consciousness and happen spontaneously and effortlessly. Question. What then is in the center of consciousness? Maharaj. That which cannot be given name and form, for it is without quality and beyond consciousness. You may say it is a point in consciousness that is beyond consciousness. Like a hole in the paper is both in the paper and yet not of the paper. So is the supreme state, in the very center of consciousness and yet beyond consciousness. It is as if there is an opening in the mind through which the mind is flooded with light. The opening is not the light, it is just an opening. Questioner. An opening is just a void, absence. Maharaj. Quite so. From the mind's point of view, it is but an opening for the light of awareness to enter the mental space. By itself, the light can only be compared to a solid, dense, rock-like, homogeneous, and changeless mass of pure awareness, free from the mental pattern of name and shape. Is there any connection between the mental space and the supreme abode? The supreme gives existence to the mind gives existence to the body. And questioner, and what lies beyond? Take an example. A venerable yogi, a master in the art of longevity himself, over 1,000 years old, comes to teach me his art. I fully respect and sincerely admire his achievements, yet all I can tell him is, of what use is longevity to me? I am beyond time. However long a life may be, it is but a moment in a dream. In the same way, I am beyond all attributes. They appear and disappear in my light, but cannot describe me. The universe is all names and forms, based on qualities and their differences, while I'm beyond. The world is there because I am, but I am not the world. Questioner. But you are living in the world. Maharaj. That's what you say. I know there is a world which includes this body and this mind, but I do not consider them to be more mine than other minds and bodies. They are there in time and space, but I am timeless and spaceless. Questioner. But since all exists by your light, are you not the creator of the world? Maharaj. I am neither the potentiality nor the actualization nor the actuality of things. In my light, they come and go as specks of dust dancing in the sunbeam. The light illuminates the specks but does not depend on them, nor can it be said to create them. It cannot even be said to know them. Questioner. I'm asking you a question and you're answering. Are you conscious of the question and the answer? Maharaj. In reality, I'm neither hearing nor answering. In the world of events, the question happens and the answer happens. Nothing happens to me. Everything just happens. Questioner. And you are the witness? Maharaj. What does witness mean? Mere knowledge. It rained, and now the rain is over. I did not get wet. I know it rained, but I am not affected. I just witnessed the rain. Questioner. The fully realized man, spontaneously abiding in the supreme state, appears to eat, drink, and so on. Is he aware of it or not? Maharaj. That in which consciousness happens, the universal consciousness or mind, we call the ether of consciousness. All the objects of consciousness form the universe. What is beyond both, supporting both, is the supreme state, the state of utter stillness and silence. Whoever goes there disappears. It is unreachable by words or mind. You may call it God or Parabrahman, or supreme reality. But these are names given by the mind. It is the nameless, contentless, effortless, and spontaneous state, beyond being and not being. And Parabrahman is spelled Parabrahman. Questioner. But does one remain conscious? Maharaj. As the universe is the body of the mind, so is consciousness the body of the Supreme. It is not conscious, but it gives rise to consciousness. Questioner. In my daily actions, much goes by habit automatically. I am aware of the general purpose, but not of each movement in detail. As my consciousness broadens and deepens, details tend to recede. leaving me free for the general trends. Does not the same happen to a jnani, but more so? Maharaj. On the level of consciousness, yes. In the supreme state, no. This state is entirely one and indivisible, a single solid block of reality. The only way of knowing it is to be it. The mind cannot reach it. To perceive it does not require the senses. To know it does not require the mind. Questioner. That is how God runs the world? Maharaj. God is not running the world. Questioner. Then who is doing it? Maharaj. Nobody. All happens by itself. You are asking the question and you are supplying the answer. And you know the answer when you ask the question. All is a play in consciousness. All divisions are illusory. You can know the false only. The truth you must yourself be. The truth you must yourself be. Questioner. There is the witnessed consciousness and there is the witnessing consciousness. Is the second the supreme? Maharaj. There are the two, the person and the witness, the observer. When you see them as one and go beyond, you are in the supreme state. It is not perceivable because it is what makes perception possible. It is beyond being and not being. It is neither the mirror nor the image in the mirror. It is what is, the timeless reality, unbelievably hard and solid. Questioner. The jnani, is he the witness or the supreme? Maharaj. He is the supreme, of course, but he can also be viewed as the universal witness. Questioner. But he remains a person? Maharaj. When you believe yourself to be a person, you see persons everywhere. In reality, there are no persons, only threads of memories and habits. At the moment of realization, the person ceases. Identity remains, but identity is not a person. It is inherent in the reality itself. The person has no being in itself. It is a reflection of the mind of the witness, the I am, which again is a mode of being. Questioner. Is the Supreme conscious? Maharaj. It is neither conscious nor unconscious. I'm telling you from experience. Questioner. Prajnana. Brahma. Let me spell that. Prajnanam. Second word. Brahma. What is this prajna? Prajna. Maharaj. It is the unself-conscious knowledge of life itself. Questioner. Is it vitality, the energy of life, livingness? Maharaj. Energy comes first, for everything is a form of energy. Consciousness is most differentiated in the waking state, less so in dreaming, still less in sleep, homogeneous in the fourth state. Beyond is the inexpressible monolithic reality, the abode of the jnani. Questioner. I have cut my hand. It healed. By what power did it heal? Maharaj. By the power of life. Questioner. What is that power? Maharaj. It is consciousness. All is conscious. Questioner. What is the source of consciousness? Maharaj. Consciousness itself is the source of everything. Questioner. Can there be life without consciousness? Maharaj. No, nor consciousness without life. They are both one, but in reality, only the ultimate is. The rest is a matter of name and form. And as long as you cling to the idea that only what has name and shape exists, the Supreme will appear to you as non-existence. When you understand that names and shapes are hollow shells without any content whatsoever, and that what is real is nameless and formless, pure energy of life and light of consciousness, you will be at peace, immersed in the deep silence of reality. Questioner. If time and space are mere illusions, and you are beyond, please tell me, what is the weather in New York? Is it hot or raining there? Maharaj. How can I tell you? Such things need special training, or one can just travel to New York. I may be quite certain, but I am beyond time and space, and yet unable to locate myself at will at some point of time and space. I'm not interested enough. I see no purpose in undergoing a special yogic training. I have just heard of New York. To me, it is a world. Why should I know more than word conveys? Every atom may be a universe as complex as ours. Must I know them all? I can if I train. Questioner. In asking the question about the weather in New York, where did I make the mistake? Maharaj. The world and the mind are states of being. The Supreme is not a state. It pervades all states. But it is not a state of something else. It is entirely uncaused, independent, complete in itself, beyond time and space, mind and matter. Questioner. By what sign do you recognize it? Maharaj. That's the point. It leaves no traces. There is nothing to recognize it by. It must be seen directly, by giving up all search for signs and approaches. When all names and forms have been given up, the real is with you. You need not seek it. Plurality and diversity are the play of the mind only. Reality is one. Questioner. If reality leaves no evidence, there is no speaking about it. Maharaj. It is. It cannot be denied. It is a deep and dark mystery beyond mystery. But it is. While all merely happens. Questioner. What is the unknown? Maharaj. It is beyond both the known and the unknown. But I would rather call it the known than the unknown. For whenever something is known, it is the real that is known. Questioner. Is silence an attribute of the real? Maharaj. This too is of the mind. All states and conditions are of the mind. Questioner. What is the place of samadhi? Let me spell that. S-A-M-A-D-H-I. Maharaj. Not making use of one's consciousness is samadhi or samadhi. You must leave your mind alone. You want nothing, neither from your body nor from your mind. I Am That. Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 14. Appearances and the Reality. To take appearance for reality is a grievous sin and the cause of all calamities. You are the all-pervading, eternal, and infinitely creative awareness, consciousness. All else is local and temporary. Don't forget what you are. Questioner. Repeatedly you have said that events are causeless. A thing just happens and no cause can be assigned to it. Surely, everything has a cause or several causes. How am I to understand the causelessness of things? Maharaj. From the highest point of view, the world has no cause. Questioner. But what is your own experience? Maharaj. Everything is uncaused. The world has no cause. Questioner. I'm not inquiring about the causes that led to the creation of the world. Who has seen the creation of the world? It may even be without a beginning, always existing. But I'm not talking about the world. I take the world to exist somehow. It contains so many things. Surely, each must have a cause or several causes. Maharaj. Once you create for yourself a world in time and space, governed by causality, you are bound to search for and find causes for everything. You put the question and impose an answer. Questioner. My question is very simple. I see all kinds of things and I understand that each must have a cause or a number of causes. You say they are uncaused from your point of view. But to you, nothing has been, and therefore, the question of causation does not arise. You seem to admit the existence of things, but deny them causation. This is what I cannot grasp. Once you accept the existence of things, why reject their causes? Maharaj. I see only consciousness and know everything to be but consciousness. As you know the picture on the cinema screen to be but light. Questioner. Still, the movements of light have a cause. Maharaj. The light does not move at all. You know very well that the movement is illusory, a sequence of interceptions and colorings in the film. What moves is the film, which is the mind. Questioner. This does not make the picture causeless. The film is there, and the actors with the technicians, the director, the producer, the various manufacturers. The world is governed by causality. Everything is interlinked. Maharaj. Of course, everything is interlinked, and therefore everything has numberless causes. The entire universe contributes to the least thing. A thing is as it is because the world is as it is. You see, you deal in gold ornaments and I in gold. Between the different ornaments, there is no causal relation. When you melt down an ornament to make another, there is no causal relation between the two. The common factor is the gold. But you cannot say, gold is the cause. It cannot be called a cause, for it causes nothing by itself. It is reflected in the mind as I am, as the ornament's particular name and shape, yet all is only gold. In the same way, Reality makes everything possible, and yet nothing that makes a thing what it is, its name and form, comes from reality. But why worry so much about causation? What do causes matter when things themselves are transient? Let come what comes, and let go what goes. Why catch hold of things and inquire about their causes? Questioner. From the relative point of view, everything must have a cause. Maharaj. Of what use is the relative view to you? You are able to look from the absolute point of view. Why go back to the relative? Are you afraid of the absolute? Questioner. I am afraid. I am afraid of falling deep asleep over my so-called absolute certainties. For living a life decently, absolutes don't help. When you need a shirt, you buy clothes, call a tailor, and so on. Maharaj. All of this talk shows ignorance. Questioner. And what is the knower's view? Maharaj. There is only light, and light is all. Everything else is but a picture made of light. The picture is in the light, and the light is in the picture. Life and death, self and non-self. Abandon all these ideas. They are no use to you. Questioner. From what point of view do you deny causation? From the relative, the universe is the cause of everything. From the absolute, there is no thing at all. Maharaj. From which state are you asking? Questioner. From the daily waking state, in which alone all these discussions take place. Maharaj. In the waking state, all these problems arise, for such it is its nature. But you are not always in that state. What good can you do in a state into which you fall and from which you emerge helplessly? In what way does it help you to know that things are causally related, as they may appear to be in your waking state? Questioner. The world and the waking state emerge and subside together. Maharaj. When the mind is still, absolutely silent, the waking state is no more. Questioner. Words like God, universe, the total, absolute, and supreme are just noises in the air because no action can be taken from them. Maharaj. You are bringing up questions which you alone can answer. Questioner. Don't brush me off like this. You are so quick to speak for the totality, the universe, and such imaginary things. They cannot come and forbid you to talk on their behalf. I hate those irresponsible generalizations, and you are so prone to personalize them. Without causality, there will be no order, nor will purposefully action be possible. Maharaj. Do you want to know all the causes of each event? Is it possible? Questioner. I know it is not possible. All I want to know is if there are causes for everything and whether the causes can be influenced, thereby affecting the events. Maharaj. To influence events, you need not know the causes. What a roundabout way of doing things. You are not the source and the end of every event. No, let me say that again. Are you not the source and the end of every event? Control it at the source itself. Questioner. Every morning I pick up the newspaper and read it with dismay that the world's sorrows, poverty, hatred, and wars continue unabated. My questions concern the fact of sorrow, the cause, the remedy. Don't brush me off by saying that it is Buddhism. Don't label me. Your insistence on causelessness removes all hope of the world ever changing. Maharaj. You are confused because you believe that you are in the world, not the world in you. Who came first, you or your parents? You imagine that you were born at a certain time and place, and that you have a father and a mother, a body and a name. This is your sin and your calamity. Surely you can change the world if you work at it. By all means, work. Who is stopping you? I have never discouraged you, causes or no causes. You have made this world, and you can change it. Questioner. A causeless world is entirely beyond my control. Maharaj. On the contrary, a world of which you are the only source and ground is fully within your power to change. What is created can always be dissolved and recreated. All will happen as you want it, provided you really want it. Questioner. All I want to know is how to deal with the world's sorrows. Maharaj. You have created them out of your own desires and fears. You deal with them. All is due to your having forgotten your own being, having given reality to the picture on the screen. You love its people and suffer for them and seek to save them. It is just not so. You must begin with yourself. There is no other way. Work, of course. There is no harm in working. Questioner. Your universe seems to contain every possible experience. The individual traces a line through it and experiences pleasant and unpleasant states. This gives rise to questioning and seeking. It broadens the outlook and enables the individual to go beyond his narrow and self-created world, limited and self-centered. This personal world can be changed in time. The universe is timeless and perfect. Maharaj. To take appearance for reality is a grievous sin and the cause of all calamities. You are the all-pervading, eternal, and infinitely creative awareness, consciousness. All else is local and temporary. Don't forget what you are. In the meantime, work to your heart's content. Work and knowledge should go hand in hand. Questioner. My own feeling is that my spiritual development is not in my hands. Making one's own plans and carrying them out leads nowhere. I just run in circles around myself. When God considers the fruit to be ripe, he will pluck it and eat it. Whichever fruit seems green to him will remain on the world's tree for another day. Maharaj. You think God knows you? Even the world? He does not know. Questioner. Yours is a different God. Mine is different. Mine is merciful. He suffers along with us. Maharaj. You pray to save one while thousands die. And if all stop dying, there will be no space on earth. Questioner. I'm not afraid of death. My concern is with sorrow and suffering. My God is simple God and rather helpless. He has no power to compel us to be wise He can only stand and wait. Maharaj. If you and your God are both helpless, does it not imply that the woe is accidental? And if it is, the only thing you can do is to go beyond it.